All right, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Fake Nerds Watch. This is for Star Trek Discovery, Season 4, Episode 10, The Great... Nope, that's a different barrier. The Galactic Barrier. The Great Barrier is at the center of our galaxy. It has God in it. The Galactic Barrier surrounds our Milky Way galaxy. Star Trek's weird.
I love Star Trek, but that's why we like it, right?
That's true. Yeah, so for the first time since Where No Man Has Gone Before, the second pilot of Star Trek, the original series, we have returned to the Galactic Barrier. I'm joined, of course, with Michael Carls of the Downright Nerdy podcast.
Thanks for staying there. Once again, thanks for having me, buddy. Always happy to be on the show, talking Trek. It's been a ton of fun today.
Of course. We had Cookie last week, but we've lost him again.
Hey, you know what? I'm pretty sure that it's very easy to get lost out there in Florida. It's a big state.
Is that where he lives, Florida?
Yeah, he's in Florida.
Oh, okay.
Florida boy.
Well, screw Florida. Anyway.
You were just there for Disney World.
And that was very fun.
Yeah, good.
I built a lightsaber.
You could do that in California too.
I know, but it was the experience of doing it in Florida and getting it onto the plane that was horrible.
There you go.
All right, but anyway, we're here to talk about the 10th episode of Star Trek Discovery Season 4. What did you think of this?
I actually had fun with it.
Yeah?
Is that weird?
No, not at all.
Every episode, it's either you love it, I hate it, or I hate it, you love it.
Well, I didn't love it.
Huh?
I didn't love it, but I did enjoy it.
I think it was just fun seeing what lied beyond.
Sure.
Right? It was to actually visually see it was really fun for me. I liked I am enjoying the dynamic between the president and Captain Burnham.
Mm-hmm.
I like how they have this. They do have a little bit of a they don't completely trust each other, but it turns out they're like on the same page throughout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of fun. The little backstory that we got with what's the dude's name that's with
Tarka.
Tarka. I felt, I don't know why that was there. I didn't feel any of it. I could care less about his background or his intentions, to be quite honest with you. It doesn't really make much sense. Maybe you could shed some light on that for me. I don't know. I'm
glad you brought that up because I think this is two pretty good episodes in one. And they don't really have a lot of time to breathe. Now, mind you, I don't know if there's really that much real estate to make either story a main episode, like an entire episode. Mm-hmm. But I realized this as we were following Tarka's story. So like there's the A plot of Michael and Discovery going through the Galactic Barrier, which is cool. I love it. I'm into that. I'm happy to be back there. I love whenever we go to the Galactic Barrier. The 2 times it's happened. And then I guess we didn't see it, but it happened once another time, but it doesn't matter. But then the B plot has a B plot, right? So mm-hmm. Like it's Tarka and Book trying to find the antimatter to make their shields available to go through the Galactic Barrier, which great. I'm glad that we've gotten to this point where like, yeah, okay, we're in the 32nd century. We know how to get through there. It's not easy, but we can do it. Like we know how to get there. Whereas we didn't before. But then Tarka also has his origin story, and his origin story doesn't really get a lot of time to breathe because the rest of the episode is moving along at the pace that Discovery is. And I feel like if we had just taken, it's misplaced. If we had just taken the Tarka bit out, maybe put it in the last episode, maybe put it in the episode next, maybe make it its own episode. It's honestly, I like it. I'm into it. I like seeing his backstory, giving more context to his motivation, but it's too late at this point.
And when you have that A plot that's going 100 miles an hour with Discovery going through the Galactic Barrier, I don't care about anybody's backstory. I want to focus on this.
Right. I agree. I just think that I don't know if we've gotten it too late. but I do think that at least Tarka's story deserved its entire episode. And I
Deserve maybe, but I think it would be, well, actually no. I don't think Tarka's story deserved it. I think we deserved Tarka's story as an audience.
You know what it is? Maybe I would have felt differently if this was the B plot. What was the B plot of last week's episode?
I don't know.
Do you remember it?
I can't remember.
We just talked about it last week.
Yeah, this is how quickly I forget these episodes.
But like, if this was the B plot of last week's episode, which could give us some motivation, and actually, the episode would be about us learning about what motivates Tarka, rather than just a vague explanation of what's going on. Like, we get to see what Tarka is actually thinking about, what he regrets, why this is so important to him. And so when it comes to the point that he launches the device at the DMA, we understand that has a bit more impact to it. But
should have gotten it in episodes 1, 2, or 3.
But not even then, because I don't think the character was introduced that early. But
yeah, he was. He was introduced that early.
Was he? That's how weird it is for me to remember these episodes.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that we're almost done with the season, and the Tarka backstory feels like it's an afterthought of a different episode, and it just doesn't fit in this episode. It's kind of just the overall feeling I have. It doesn't fit.
At the end of the day, we got a backstory to a character that actually does something, as opposed to not knowing any characters and not getting any character development in somebody.
That's true. But
so we're getting something, and you know what? I'm gonna stop being bitter. I like this episode.
Yeah, I did too. You know what? We learned something new about the bridge officers, by the way.
We did.
The black guy's communications officer.
Yeah, communications, exactly what it was. Yep.
We finally got. So we know Asian guy is tactical, black guy is communications. What does the girl do? Still don't know.
She just sits there and looks pretty.
She just stands there. First of all, there are no chairs on their.
That's true. The only chairs are the captain and then the two up
the
front.
Navigation and helm.
Yeah.
And we know that the science officer is the fish dude because he has a blue shirt, and that makes sense.
Sure. I got a blue shirt.
But it's the science thing. Why is communications even a thing? Okay, this is a whole other tangent that I want to kind of go.
Especially since we have Zora now.
Well, even then, it's like the communications officer was redundant by the time the 24th century rolled around. Why are they still having? I guess he need this role on this ship because it's 900 years old. But it's weird that they haven't phased it out, because they did such a long time ago in the Federation. There are two ships in the Federation that we know of that don't even have navigation, so they just have the one helm. I don't know. It's weird how they design these ships. It's weird. Yeah, I did like this episode, though. All in all, I thought it was an enjoyable one, especially. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Burnham's plotline.
It wasn't bad. I
was very engaged.
Yeah, so was I. I think it's because maybe they actually they kind of stopped with the bickering between her and the president. I mean, they did bicker a little bit, but it wasn't as in your face as it has been this entire season. And they kind of found some common ground, and she's actually, I mean, she always says that she would always put, Federation first and whatnot. And you actually kind of saw that. You actually saw it by her actions, as opposed to just, hey, I'm gonna go stop Book by any means necessary, and Book, hey, what's up? Let's play poker, whatever, okay, whatever.
I also think that they give us a good ticking clock, honestly, when the DMA goes into the Alpha Quadrant.
There's a lot of anticipation in this. A lot of I wouldn't go as far as edge of your seat, but close. It's as close as I feel like it's come.
Yeah, I think that you feel a sense of danger because of the fact that Earth and Navarre are both threatened at this point. You feel that something could actually happen. You feel like you don't want it to, and you feel like it could. And I think that that's a smart move, because the DMA has felt kind of like this 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 threat that could wipe out every life in this galaxy, but we haven't quite felt that threat in this show because it's
Right.
just kind of sitting in one place multiple times. And the only time that we felt like it had any impact was when it destroyed Book's planet.
Yeah. Mhm.
And I'm glad that we went back to feeling like there is some threat to this. Um, my
Yeah, because
only
to be quite honest with you, I mean, as an audience member, yeah, it's terrible for Book, but as an audience member, we don't care at all.
right, we haven't really been to that planet before, and
No,
I still like
it
what
means nothing to us. Like even if I mean, to be quite honest, even when well, actually, no, it did make an impact. I have to say when Vulcan got destroyed in the movies, it did have an impact.
yeah, it did.
But to have Navarre and Earth be part of this now, it's feels way more real. You know what I mean? Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
No, it does. I do wanna correct myself that I we have been to Book's planet, but it's not really been enough to kinda
But
have
it
an
doesn't. But
emotional
yeah, but we
attachment
don't
to
care
it.
about it. It's forgettable. This whole any planet that we've come to be quite honest, this entire series has been forgettable. So that's why they need to have a threat from something that we are beloved and treasured, Earth and Vulcan, right, or
Yeah,
Navarre, whatever you want to call it. So that's how they're gonna get that anticipation from the OG Trek fans like us,
right.
right?
And I thought that was smart, and it created a good, like, ethical dilemma for the president and Burnham to be like, "We should tell them, no, we shouldn't." And I thought that that wasn't forced at all. It was kind of like, it was a kind of a necessary like, you go back to, like, when Reese and the other guy, who cares? When they have their like what I think is a forced argument about what Book and Tarka are doing. You go back to that, that doesn't really quite fit. But here, you know, you understand that the president where the president is coming from, you understand where Michael is coming from, and they both are taking their stances of finding this compromise of like, okay, well, how do we approach this? Do we even approach this before we get out of the galactic barrier? Like we don't want to ruin this mission, have a mutiny on our hand, be like, no, we should go
Right.
back and help with the
I mean, to be quite, I don't think that that was ever really in jeopardy. I thought that you know the questioning of Michael to that she actually thinks that a mutiny would actually occur.
I I don't think a
I
mutiny,
thought
but
that
like
was a little questionable, not questionable, but kind of odd, you know, because I didn't
I
think
don't
that.
necessarily I use the word mutiny. I don't think that she thinks mutiny, but like I do think that Michael is well, Michael wants to tell them, right? Michael wants to
Mhm.
tell them. She wants them to be like,
Yeah,
you know, they need to know the stakes of what we're dealing with. But the president is like, no, we don't want to ruin the mission. We don't want to jeopardize the mission in any way. And I thought that was a good. I thought they both
I thought it was
sat
fine
very
because that's
well.
been done to death, you know. So I did. I
Yeah.
mean, it didn't really care for me, like, you know, tell them, you know, if anything, that would just motivate them, right?
And they were right, and
Yeah,
That's Burnham's stance, and Burnham was
yeah.
right. It did motivate them to save their planets, since I think most of the Discovery crew is human from Earth.
I don't know. Yeah.
Um,
I
I
would
mean,
assume so since they're from a earlier century, but yeah.
yeah, I would assume so as well. But yeah, I thought that that was a good ethical dilemma that they handed out. Before the Discovery gets onto the mission, though, there's Cronenberg, David Cronenberg, John Cronenberg. He's
Mm.
back.
Your
I'm glad
boy,
they
you
I'm
love him.
glad he's back. I love that guy. He's so
What do you
good.
think he was referring to when he said that this isn't his most pressing thing? I was like, what could be more pressing than this?
I think it has to do with the communications officer of Discovery leaving as well, because he says
Mm,
I'm going to go work with him on communicating with the 10C. Like they're working on a new on a new universal translator so that they can talk to the 10C when it inevitably happens.
hmm. What do you
Because
think
first
they're going to
contact,
look like?
I think they're going to either they
You
have
think
two.
do you think they're going to look like um what was the species, you know, during the hunt, the TNG, the hunt?
TNG Hunt.
It's when all the different species, Cardassians, humans, Klingons, they all are following these clues that Picard's old mentor goes, and then they find out
Oh,
it ends up being someone who looks like a changeling, the same actress who played it, but it was
same
somebody
actress.
else.
The yeah, no, I don't think we're gonna do that. I wonder if they're going to be. We're either going to do a completely CGI character,
Yes, I believe they will.
or we're going to do heavy prosthetics, but they're still going to look humanoid.
No, I think these are going to be humanoid, but I still think it's going to be CGI.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm so curious to know what we're going to do. Also, my only issue with this episode, actually, it's not my only issue. One of my biggest issues with this episode is that we're just gonna not go to the 10C yet. We're gonna go to a different planet and find out what's going on there. What are we doing, guys? Just
They
get
don't
us to
know,
the
dude. They don't
10C.
know. They're yeah. I mean, aren't they on a time crunch?
Yeah, exactly. They're on a time crunch. Like you said at this time crunch. Now let's get there. Let's figure out what's going on. Let's get to that dome that they're in and figure it out. And I'm sure they're going to come up with a technobabble way of diverting the mission from the 10C. But like this plot line has already gone on far longer than clearly they intended. Someone mentioned on a group that I'm in who watches this that it probably should have been 6 episodes. Like the DMA plotline should be 6 episodes, and I agree.
I mean, sure, there's a lot of things like episode wise that can be changed in order to make this show better, right?
Well, but like, there's not enough. As much
Yes.
as I did
No.
enjoy
You
this
can just
episode,
end that sentence right there with 3 dots. There's not enough ...
there's
You
just
can
not
end
enough
that right
story.
there. There's just not enough. Just not
Yeah,
enough.
and I go back to like, season 2, which is 22 episodes. That's got a lot of story in it, and by the end
Season
of it,
2 has 22 episodes?
yeah, it's really long.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
That's incredible. I did not know that.
I'm pretty sure. Now I'm doubting. Why don't you check? I go back to like I think season 2 is pretty good, honestly. Like I think that there's enough story there in season 2 that justified the episode length.
Yeah.
And I just
And
ever
season
since
2's only got 14 episodes, man.
what?
Yeah. Season
Wait,
1 has
hold on.
15, season 2 has 14, season 3 has 13, and we're on season 4, we'll have 13.
Hold on. Let me check something real quick.
I don't know what I mean, we haven't had 22 episodes in a season since like Voyage or DS9 or Voyager.
Enterprise.
Did Enterprise have
I
that too? Okay.
Yeah, okay. 24 episodes. What? Why? Oh, okay. Okay, so I use this app called TV Time, which is a wonderful app that helps me track my
You're probably
TV
thinking
watching.
2 by 14 and you missed the one.
No. They included the short trek episodes in season
that's not
2.
real TV.
I agree, but I was just going through. I was just going by the number.
Yeah.
See, look. Let's see if I can. Oh, there we go. See,
Yeah.
24. But it's the short treks.
I'd delete that app if I were you. It's inconsistent. It's inconsistent.
I needed to know about the short treks, man. I watched all those short treks. They're not bad. I like some of those.
Good.
Have you watched any of those yet?
Nope, not yet. You ask me every week.
I'm gonna keep asking you until you do it. All right. Anyway, I think ultimately, like this episode felt less filler than the last one, or even the last
definitely.
two.
I think that's probably why I liked it more.
Yeah, it felt like there was some engaging action. Like I think Discovery always looks good. I really like how they visualize the galactic barrier in this episode.
It was so bizarre to me because when they leave the galactic barrier, they're like, it's so weird not seeing stars. I'm like, we can literally see other galaxies from our own, not naked eye, but like using just a $40 telescope you get on Amazon from Earth.
But we can't see outside of the galaxy.
No, we can see other galaxies. I mean, maybe not from a $40.
No, from a $40. You can.
No.
What kind of telescope are you getting from Amazon?
I mean, Hubble has taken pictures of other galaxies, so it's not going to be completely pitch black as soon as you leave the galaxy. It's not like you're exiting some, your front door and all of a sudden it's black.
Well, it does. It
doesn't
depends
work that way.
It depends on where another galaxy is in relation to where they are.
Dude, there are trillions of stars in the sky every night.
In one galaxy.
Yeah, in one galaxy, but you can still see, if you can see other galaxies, it's not going to be pitch black.
Well, it's not pitch black.
That's what they said.
They're stars.
That's what I'm saying. But
they have stars.
No, but they said it was pitch black.
I don't know.
That's what the chick said, and I'm like, well, whatever.
You
You're
just
an
want
idiot.
you watched it today.
Yeah, I watched it
And
today.
you would know better than I would. I don't know if that's right, but I'm gonna concede the point to you.
Go for it. To be honest, I still don't care.
That's so mean. Even to an episode you enjoyed.
Yeah, I know.
I do. I was thinking about watching this episode, and I'm gonna bring it up every week, probably. But like, because they mentioned Tig Notaro's character, and I was so upset because like we
Who's
never
that
see Reno.
Who?
She's the chief engineer of Discovery.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I forgot about her again.
I was thinking about it, and I still wish that the show was more of a, not more of an ensemble, because I think that they're kind of stuck with the Michael Burnham of it all. But like, you look at the characters who are well defined, and they are characters that serve a specific function on the ship. Like I think the stuff with Culber is solid. I always like hearing Stamets. I think he's great. That's a loud ass car. Did you hear that?
Mm-mm.
Okay, good. That might have been a plane even. Adira returns in this episode.
Yeah.
I was happy to see them back. Even though
Gray's
they
not.
I think they broke up.
I think so too. I'm a little bummed about that.
Me too. I think they wrote Gray off the show.
Yeah, and I think Gray's was way more interesting.
I do too. But they were stuck with Adira because Adira is the only one in Starfleet.
Okay.
Well, it's true. Like Gray has another goal in mind, and like Gray, it's open minded. Like it's open that Gray can come back whenever.
For sure. Same with Tilly.
I'm shocked that Tilly hasn't returned at this point. Like when they were like, we need to say goodbye. We need to have time to say goodbye. I'm like, to who? You left everybody in the 23rd century. Who are you saying goodbye to?
Probably
Tilly?
Tilly. That's it. Yeah.
Right, but like, where's Tilly? Not that I'm complaining, but like, it is weird that they
look at you. I always knew. Not
that I'm complaining, but it is strange that she hasn't returned at this point. I expected her to come back. I don't care.
I was hoping for it. I'm not gonna lie. Every episode, I hope for it
because you just want me to die. you want me. You just think the worst of me, and you just want that to happen.
Not the worst, but it is entertaining.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe next time we see Tilly, she'll be on Earth in some kind of trailer park or something like that.
Why you always got to bring up the damn trailer park? Did you see that? You probably didn't, but did you see the behind the scenes feature for Picard season 2?
No. I usually when it comes to future shows or movies, I'll watch the trailer once and then I won't watch anything again. And I try not to watch anything like about the show prior. Sure. I like to be surprised. So for better or for worse.
Do you want me to share with you some of the things?
Go for it. Yeah. Obviously, I think if it's not known by now, my short-term memory is pretty bad. So
I believe Rafi is teaching at Starfleet Academy.
Where's she living?
I don't think in a trailer park. Or in whatever mountain range she was just in. Rios is the captain of the USS Stargazer.
There's a new Stargazer.
There's a new Stargazer. Picard is I guess Picard was granted it's kind of a gift to him that they've named a new Stargazer. And Rios is the captain of it. And I guess they're on some sort of mission.
I can't remember.
I don't know. There was the thing where it was like,
what was the is the ship that Riker commanded, was that the Titan?
The Titan.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. There was the thing. Well, not in Picard. It wasn't.
Not in Picard. Do you recall what the ship was in Picard?
I don't know. I just remember there was a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that one ship. It is kind of interesting that like I do think that it's been kind of implied by like ancillary material that the Enterprise E is still in service. And so like I saw this tweet where it was like Captain Rios is now captain of a ship bearing that name, bearing that iconic name. And I'm like, oh, a new Enterprise, cool. And then Stargazer, I was like, I'll be honest, of all the ship names I would have expected you to say that name for was not really the Stargazer.
Yeah.
But I guess the Stargazer was an important ship to Picard, so it does make
Picard,
sense.
yeah. I wonder, did they show like a ship design?
I don't think we've seen the full ship design, but we saw like
The bridge or whatever?
the bridge. It looks nice. I like it so far. We'll see more of it when this
I mean,
first episode
I don't know if
drops.
you recall what the bridge of the Stargazer looked like. Did it look anything similar, or
No, because that was just a redressed version of the battle bridge.
was it in
Yeah.
the episode that with the flashbacks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
They use the battle bridge a lot on Deep Space Nine to just be other bridge.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Learn something new every day. I like
you rewatched Next Generation. You see a lot of reused sets, and not for like a bad thing. That's just the restraints of the.
Actually, I almost kind of prefer that. That way, it gives it some consistency across, during in that own little universe.
Yeah, they use a lot of redress sets in Discovery as well, or at least they used to. I'm not sure if they do anymore. Anyway, so Adira comes back, kind of does whatever, and it's
nothing.
Really, whatever.
You can say nothing.
I do like what it means for Stamets. I still enjoy Stamets whenever he's there. His banter with Michael is fun, and I think that it's an interesting idea that the Mycelium network doesn't extend beyond the galaxy.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
they can't use the spore drive.
Yeah.
It's a cool little Trekno babble that they threw out there.
Yeah.
But we do get further on Saru and T'Rina.
Yeah, a little bit, right? I mean, he expresses his interests, and she's, she is predictably in
Vulcan.
Huh?
Predictably Vulcan.
I was going to say interrupted by somebody right at the last second, which happens in every rom-com.
That's true.
But I mean, at the end, you can tell she obviously she expresses interest as well.
Yeah, I like them a lot together.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was kind of funny how it was very convenient that the delegate from Navarre wasn't able to make it at the last second.
She delayed the ship. She was like, no,
100%. She's like, hey, I want you to do me a favor. Just did you make sure you bring my throw rug? No, can you please go back? Go back.
Oh shoot, you're not gonna make it in time. Oh gee whiz. Where
are they gonna have you stay? There's no more seats. I'm sure I could find some place to stay tonight. Oh, Saru.
Hey, Saru, you gotta play. Anyway, I think that this that relationship, that subplot works well in this episode because it feeds off of this episode. The kind of like threat of Navarre kind of brings them together, and having it kind of makes that beginning bit where he expresses his feelings kind of brings that full circle because of the threat that the DMA poses to Navarre. And I thought that worked really well. And so like that's like an episode that I think works. And then the Tarka and Book stuff feels like an episode that I think works, but like together they kind of feed off of each other in a negative way.
Yeah.
And ultimately, like, I do think the episode is enjoyable, but I don't really think we progress much more. And the fact that I know that we're not going to meet the DMA in the next the 10C in the next episode makes me even more frustrated that it just feels like we're spinning wheels at this point.
Really?
Yeah.
I could have told you that back in season 2, man.
Well, but like every season of Discovery starts strong, I think. And I do think season 2 actually ends strong. I like season 2. I just think that like the show starts strong, and then lately these last 2 seasons have just run out of steam by the end of it. And that's frustrating because like I know that they're capable of doing this. They've done it before. They did it in season 2. Why aren't they doing it anymore? And if the problem is that they just don't think of that they're just not interested in the plots that they come up with, then come up with more interesting plot lines. You're in a new century. You have carte blanche to do whatever you want.
This is the best that they got.
I don't think that's true. There are some solid There's some solid writers in this show. Hi, Cookie.
Okay, I'm out of here, guys. See ya.
All right, hold on. I'm getting in there. 1 sec. I'm getting in there.
He's doing it. We believe in you. He can't even hear us.
He can't.
I got you. I'm in. I'm here.
I know that.
Can you guys
Hi.
hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
No, but I can read lips really good.
Oh, that's good to hear.
That would have been very funny.
It would be good to hear, but I can't hear you.
Oh my god, Cookie.
Oh my god.
Oh my
I can't
god, what?
I can't tell if he's lying or not. Okay. Anyway,
Totally lying.
I am lying.
Cookie, what did you think of this episode? Let's get your thoughts, and then we'll do like 10 or 15 minutes before Mike has to go.
Okay. I thought it was a good episode. I actually am really happy that they did this episode and they put things back together. And I'm really happy that family is connecting. Finally, we're getting to see some camaraderie with the team, the crew. It definitely felt like a filler episode, but a packed filler episode.
That's true. Yeah, I think we kind of felt the same way, that it's enjoyable, but it still feels filler.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of the episode?
Saru. Honestly, Saru putting his moves down, I was so happy. I'm like, yes, because it reminded me of myself as a kid wanting to talk to girls and never having enough cojones to do it. And
You're
then
married.
you walk and you approach them, you're like, hey, so I really like you. And they're like, okay, that's cool, gotta go by. And then she left them. I was like, oh my God, this is my childhood up until I got married. So I'm like, this is just flashbacks for me. And I started getting cold sweats and everything. But it was good. Like having him finally get to sit down with her. They had a nice little dinner date thing in the chaos. I thought it was good. So that was my favorite part.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the Saru bit as well. I think my favorite part is just, I think the action of them traversing the galactic barrier is very good.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so cool. Like you never, I guess growing up, we've always heard like, especially with like Pirates of the Caribbean, the edge of the world type of thing. We're actually getting to see the edge of space that's never been explored before. I think that's so cool and fascinating how there is no stars or very limited stars throughout that area. You didn't like that, Mike?
That's funny. That's very funny.
It was so dumb.
I thought that was cool.
You can
Like,
see stars from Earth. Like you'd be able to see stars.
I just don't think you're right. Are you an astrologist, man?
Yeah, I'm nerdy in many facets, and that is
Every sci-fi show I have ever watched, whenever they leave
Sci-fi.
the galaxy,
What's the phi stand for?
every sci-fi fantasy,
What's the phi
every
stand for?
sci-fi series, it's just tripping me up. Shut up. That I've ever seen, whenever they leave a galaxy, there are little to no stars every time.
I will see you on the other side of the galaxy, and we'll see.
Did you not see Stargate Universe?
No, I watch Good TV.
Oh my God.
Oh, I gotta go, guys. That's the end of that.
Stargate Universe is not a bad show. It's not as good as the other two, but it's pretty decent.
Okay.
Did he actually leave? Cookie actually left.
Oh, is he? No, he's frozen. He was able
frozen.
to freeze his. He's probably learning new tricks.
He froze his computer.
Yeah.
Or are we frozen to him?
Well, I don't know. I don't think that would work. Because why are you not frozen to me?
Oh, that's a good point.
Perhaps
Maybe
he's
we're
in a different galaxy.
Jesus.
And I could actually see one thing, and you're right.
We're gonna get an astrologist on the next episode. We're going to ask them, can you see stars outside of the galaxy?
What if you just look behind you? Would you be able to see the Milky Way?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And so you would just see, and it would just look like just a like
He's
looking
gone.
at the edge of a plate or something, right?
Well, so hi, buddy.
What happened, dude?
So my wife, we have our what? I don't know why it's not switching over. Sorry, I thought it would rotate, but it didn't. My wife has hit the switch by accident where our Wi-Fi is hooked up to.
Oh,
She says she's sorry.
that's okay. We forgive you.
We forgive you. He has headphones in. She can't hear us.
Yeah, no, she already left.
What the hell were we talking about before he just came back?
Stargate. He got mad that I didn't like Stargate.
No,
it
you
was
don't.
Perfect timing. You said like, "All right, I'm out of here, guys," and then you literally just left. Like, oh, okay.
Rotates now.
Hold on. Have you not seen any Stargate, Mike?
No, I've seen the first one.
SG-1.
SG-1. Yeah, I like
So
that
good.
Did you ever
So
see
good.
Atlantis?
I saw bits and pieces. I haven't seen all of it.
so
Atlantis is so good.
I didn't get into it.
You're crazy.
Me, it reminded me. I mean, this was way before it, but it's like Atlantis to SG-1 to me was like Caprica to Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, that's such a. Don't you bring that show to me,
because Caprica was only one season, and I'm sure Atlantis was several seasons, right?
5.
Okay, so I saw like maybe 3 episodes from season 1, and I was done.
Caprica,
and not even in the same order.
Caprica was such a missed opportunity. Where did it go? Where do you keep going?
I was just about to tell you guys that my internet's back up, so I'm going to switch over to my computer so I don't have to hold my phone, because my phone's heavy and I'm really weak. I haven't worked out in a while.
This phone's heavy, Mike. He's back, but he was also.
Well, you know what? If he had
there's Cookie and Cookie,
it'd be a little different.
All right. Okay. Come on, man. There's 2 of you now. Okay. But to answer, look, Atlantis is a good show. I think you should watch Stargate Atlantis. Stargate Universe, look, hit or miss. I think the second season is pretty good. The first season is a little wobbly. And I'm pissed off that it ended where it did. But to answer your question, Mike, yes, if you turned around, supposedly in the Star Trek universe, if you looked at our Milky Way galaxy, it is just a disk. Because if the galactic barrier is just a line around the barrier, around the galaxy, how come you can't go down it?
Starship, it would look like it would stretch way past. I mean, it's like trying to look at Hawaii from the coast of California.
Yeah, that's fair. But you can't. So you can't see. You can't see. Exactly. You can't see the next galaxy over because I can't see Hawaii.
But that's light. That's different than water.
I hate this conversation.
And sky.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
I will accept your surrender.
F you. All right. Anyway, yeah. I have a lot of the same issues with Discovery right now. I still think Cookie, just to wrap you in, like I think that we're still spinning wheels, and I'm upset that we're not going to meet the 10C in the next episode, especially because they set up a ticking clock that I like in this episode. Yeah. So I don't know. 3 more episodes, and then we're done.
Absolutely, and I think that
Picard starts next week.
Picard starts next week. Who were you going to say, Cookie?
I think that, like you were saying, this plot, I think, has probably been the best plot so far that actually makes you care. No? It makes me care about what's going to happen. Like, I want to see what's happening versus the other ones, I could care less.
So I think season 2 is still the strongest.
I think he was talking about within this season. Are you?
Yeah, within the season.
So within this season, we talked about this earlier before you came on. We were talking about how the threat to Earth and Navarre is actually something that we actually as an audience care about, because like when Book's planet was destroyed, like, yeah, it was devastating, but frankly, as an audience member, I don't care. We haven't been to this planet hardly ever in the past 4 years, but when you bring in something like Earth or Navarre or the Breen or whatever other planets are in the Alpha Quadrant,
I wouldn't care if the Breen were destroyed
or whatever, but you know what I'm saying, though. I mean, it has more history than Book's planet, which quite frankly, it sucks for Book, but quite frankly, I don't care. It doesn't bother me one bit.
It's like when Kronos was threatened to be destroyed in Star Trek 6: The Undiscovered Country. Like we cared about that planet.
Exactly. Yeah. I think if we've had history with Book's planet, then yes, we would care about it. But not to sound like we're not humanitarians at all, or care about humanity or alien species, but it is what it is. It's like, okay, sorry, your planet died.
And to be fair, I like what that's done to Book's story, and I'm enjoying seeing him to go through his grief and everything with Book. Honestly, I'm into. It's just adding the idea of that Navarre and Earth are threatened gives the audience a bit more weight, a bit more. Like I said, it adds the ticking clock to us. Like we feel the threat. We're more
vested into it, right?
Yeah. Because Book's planet was destroyed in the first episode, and we were just kind of like, "Oh, okay. I'm so sorry, Book," but it wasn't Earth.
So, how do you guys foresee the series wrapping up in 3 episodes? And
incomplete and completely unsatisfied.
Would you be happy if they did a 24 concept, and they did like the last 3
a
episodes,
cliffhanger right at the very end.
the last 3 hours or whatever.
Oh, you mean just hours? Like if they just did like the last 3 episodes were just hour-long episodes in real time, hour.
Yes. Just like how.
Well, then I would just say that this is the best space show ever made because 24 obviously is the best TV show ever made. So
I at this point just want them to. I want to be confident that they're going to end the season wrapped up in a nice bow, and I've never been scared that they wouldn't before because that's always been Discovery's structure, and now I am. I'm concerned that we're gonna end the season like, okay, let's go see the 10C. Come back next time for season 5. I'm concerned about that.
For sure.
I do like that the DMA, however, I do like that the DMA now feels like a present threat, whereas it didn't really before. Just kind of felt like it was just this looming thing that wasn't really doing anything.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I really hope they pull it off in the last 3 episodes. I'm not sure if I'm convinced that they will though.
If they end the series, I just hope they end it with Michael Burnham yelling. That's all I want. If she just yells at the end, just has a full long sentence of her yelling, I'll be happy.
Well, if Discovery is anything to go by, they're going to end it with a new captain. Because they have ended every season with a new captain.
it'll be Captain Tilly.
Hey, you said that to me weeks ago, and I still hate you.
He's got a point
because he knows that. I mean, there is a sliver of possibility that may not even be a sliver, that it may actually be a slice.
Well, the last season she was made first officer, and I almost threw the table.
See, Tilly's going to be the new commanding officer for the new captain really of Discovery, and then
what did you say? What did you say?
She worked really hard to get to that position. She did everything she could. She had to sleep in a bunk with Michael. You know how difficult that must have been?
Ensign Kim was an ensign for 7 years. Never once got a promotion. Tom Paris got promoted twice.
He's lazy. That's obviously where it was. He had zero merit.
You take that back. You do not do my boy Ensign Kim like that.
Tilly's obviously the more superior ensign.
Clearly.
I want this show to stop now. Okay, good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this latest episode. All right. We should wrap up because you got a movie to go to, Mike.
Appreciate you.
You got, what are you seeing?
Uncharted.
Please let me know how it is because I really want to see it.
I can't wait because I think it's going to be terrible. It looks terrible, but whatever. We just saw Death on the Nile, and then I'm like, it can't be as bad as that, so we got to see it.
Did you like Murder on the Orient Express?
The prequel. I mean, obviously not the original. You're talking about the remake that came out a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yes, we actually enjoyed it a little bit.
And you didn't like Death on the Nile? Interesting.
Yeah, Death on the Nile was not good.
I haven't seen it yet. I just recently saw Moonfall. I had a really good time.
I want to see that. That's on my list as well.
Yeah. Was that good?
No, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, Death on the Nile takes a very large step back, and you trip over like a rock down a cliff kind of thing. Like even the aesthetics were cheesy, and like you can tell it just felt very low budget. They just paid for the actors and nothing else. Like the script, the dialogue, the plot, everything else was just terrible.
Because I really liked Murder in the Orient Express.
It was fine. It was fine.
I was interested in Death on the Nile.
We enjoyed it. But yeah, this one was just. That's why we were so excited to see this. That's why we went to go see it in the theater. I'm like, wow, this is.
But also, you are tragically many times wrong about movies. So you know.
Hey, well, I mean, if you'd like to see it, go ahead, spend your money. Luckily for me, Riley bought that movie, so I didn't lose any money there.
I have AMC A-list. I haven't spent money on a movie in years.
Oh, well, hey, there you go. Fancy.
It's far too expensive.
Oh, so it's not really free.
Well, it's a monthly fee,
again, and you're wrong. I see.
It's monthly. Yeah, it's a monthly fee, and you can see 3 movies a week. I really like it.
What you got to let us know about that later on, how we can get our hands on one of those memberships.
AMC A-list?
Yeah.
Do you have AMCs?
No, I don't.
Broken Fire Stick. I get everything.
Well, if you don't, do you have? Is there an AMC theater near either of you?
Hmm?
Because if
There
there's
might
not
be,
one,
I think so.
if there's not one near you, it's not worth it.
Okay.
But if
So
there
you have
is,
to go to AMC.
yeah, you do have to go to AMC. If there is one near you, I think it's the best deal in movies right now. It's about $23, and you see 3 movies a week, and you get free upgrades for your popcorns and drinks. You get $5. You get $5 rewards.
Footlongs from Subway.
No, $5 rewards like every month. It's awesome. I love it a lot. You just go onto the AMC app and our website, and you just sign up. It's great.
Right on.
Nice, man.
This episode is sponsored by AMC A-List. All right. Okay, so that'll do it. We'll let Mike go see Uncharted. I also don't think it's going to be very good, but I am curious to see it. I really like those games.
I never played the game, so already I feel like I'm behind the 8 ball.
Beautiful games.
Beautiful.
That's
So
what I
good.
hear. I hear they're really fun.
So good. All right, so that'll do it. So Mike, why don't you plug your stuff?
Hey, I'm Mike from the Downright Nerdy Podcast. My wife and I, we run the Downright Nerdy Podcast, and we do a weekly comedy show that will air every Saturday morning at 9:30 on YouTube and on all your favorite podcasting apps on Saturday mornings. I'm also a co-host for Downright Annoyed with Movies. It traditionally is a weekly show. However, over the past couple of months, people's schedules have been a little off. Mainly mine, so it's been a little off. But either way, between my channel, my YouTube channel, and my co-host Jackson from Bored and Annoyed's YouTube channel, we flip flop hosting it, and we get to choose different movies. Cookie's a part of that right there. And
as well as my
and
co-host,
actually as
Ryan?
your co-host Ryan from the Fake Nerd Podcast, a whole bunch of podcasters from across the nation. So it's a ton of fun. We talk movies, nerd out a little bit. And that's pretty much what I got going on.
What's the next movie?
The next movie is Dewey Cox Walk Hard story. No, Walk Hard, a Dewey Cox something story. It's with John C. Reilly. Your buddy picked it.
Dewey Cox Walk Hard. We know it. Cookie?
Yeah.
Yes, I am Cookie from Just a Little Podcast, weekly pop culture show that goes on all the podcasting platforms, so Spotify, Google Play, Radio, the whole 9 yards. I do a pop culture review on everything that's going on in the current times for the most part. I also have a Patreon, which I am very pleased and excited to be talking about because I have a new show coming up in the near future where I'm going to be doing a show covering over the history of Star Wars with my good buddy Jason from Certified Comic Shop. So we're going to be talking from the conception of Star Wars to where it is right now, or what's left of it, I should say. But anyways, that's what I'm doing right now with the Patreon. A lot of good stuff coming up in the near future for that. So definitely stay tuned. Hopefully I will be on Bored and Annoyed / Downright Nerdy Podcast show where we can talk movies, because I honestly miss that show so much, and I want to go and pick a good movie this time. So I'm hoping that when I do hop back on, I can pick a solid winner.
You know what's funny, Cookie, is like you're such a Star Wars guy, and I'm actually traditionally way more of a Star Trek fan than I am Star Wars. And you see how I talk about Star Trek here on this show. Don't ever have me on for Star Wars on your show.
Boy, that's true.
I absolutely love Star Trek more than any other franchise, and this is how I talk about it.
That's great.
Before I plug my stuff, I just want to tell the audience that starting next time you see us, there will be 2 episodes concurrently running of Star Trek Discovery Season 4 and Star Trek Picard Season 2. Going back to our roots, Mike. This is where this whole thing started, Star Trek Picard.
I remember, we actually started it, though, on my channel when we started going through every single season of Star Trek The Next Generation and all the Next Generation movies. That was a ton of fun, man. That was a ton of fun.
And we get to do it.
I really hope you invite me for Picard, even though of my behavior recently on Discovery.
You know what? You're right. I wouldn't. It's not like we're going to record them on the same day or anything. Because Picard and Discovery.
I could totally see, like, all right, we're done with Discovery. He's like, hey, send me the invite for Picard. Crickets.
Yeah, later. Did you not get it? That's so weird. Anyway, so Cookie, bizarre, welcome to Picard. So starting next time, there'll be Star Trek Discovery Season 4. We'll go until the last 3 episodes, and of course, the first 3 episodes of Picard are airing concurrently. So that's just going to be another series, so that we could keep going So stay tuned for that. That should be a lot of fun. All right, so that'll do it. So of course you can find me at the Fickner Podcast. I'm everywhere on the internet. You can find the Fickner Podcast. Make sure to like this channel, like this video, subscribe to this channel. You can find all sorts of shows other Fickners watches. We just did a Peacemaker that went up this week. There's a Book of Boba Fett. There's more Star Trek Discovery. We just alluded to Star Trek Picard as well. If you want to recap season 1 for yourself, check out our talks about Star Trek Picard season 1. That's all the Fickners watches. Peacemaker's great. There's also Basement Arcade, which we're currently going through Mortal Kombat X. There's Basement Arcade Pause Menu. No new episode up this week, but that's Ben's show. He does a lot of video game stuff. He really loves it. He's doing some great work there. Animation Station. And
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Ben just recently started writing for a video game magazine, didn't he?
He's actually writing for a few places right now.
Cool.
Old School Gamer Magazine is kind of like where he writes frequently, but yeah, there's a physical
posted about it. I couldn't remember it.
Fusion, I believe it's called Fusion Gaming. It's going to be a physical magazine that's going to come out, and he's going to be published in it. So
awesome!
Yeah, very excited for him.
Congratulations, Ben.
Not to do that, but my second published work is coming out next month. So
hey,
congratulations, Brandon.
Thank you. Not to outdo Ben. Screw you, Ben.
I'm gonna write something down on a notepad and send it to you guys. It'll be somewhat published if I make more than one copy, correct? That's as close as I'm getting.
I guess. I'm really excited. I'm really excited for Ben's opportunities, and I think he's doing some great work. I love that guy. I'm so happy for him. Of course, you can check out Conversation. Season 2 is coming. I started recording season 2. I'm really excited. So Conversation is coming back soon. Check it out. Probably in another couple months. Just record some episodes and then put them out. So there. And that's all the shows. Of course, you can find the Fickner Podcast, our mothership show. You can check out every Sunday. We go live. Every Sunday night we go live. This time we're going to do a small episode. We've recently just did an episode, a Star Wars episode, where we discussed the hypothetical that is what if Lucasfilm decided to be like, you know what, we are going to retcon the sequel trilogy like you guys want, and we'll what that kind of meant, what that kind of would mean culturally, and just that.
Did you guys discuss how they would do that?
Yeah, I mean, there's we discussed like theories of what people want to see, what people think is happening, things like that. We go pretty in depth. At least we try to.
I could totally see them just doing it really quickly, like in the sense that like it would be in the form of a TV show or something where we see Luke and we kind of get this like fast forwarded like time lapse of the entire 3 movies that just came out. And then all of a sudden Luke wakes up and was like, I just had a bad nightmare or something like that. You know?
Oh yeah, and it'll be the fake CGI. It's a fake CGI Luke Skywalker.
And then that's it. That's the whole thing.
It is a big caveat. We know it's never going to happen. It is not even possible to do. We just thought it'd be fun to have that discussion, and it was entertaining for the most part. This week, I think we're talking about hype. I don't remember. I don't know. Check out what we just talked about. That's up now. We did some news and things. It's a smaller episode, I'm pretty sure. We haven't recorded it yet by the time you're watching this. And the upcoming episode, oh man, the upcoming episode, if you're watching this right now, the one coming up is the Batman. The Batman.
Oh, the Batman. Yeah. The Batman.
The Batman.
It's finally happening. The Batman.
We were expecting like the Batman.
If you could only have one of Batman's bat toys, which would it be?
The grappling gun.
Bat gadgets or bat gadgets.
The grappling gun.
The grappling gun?
Yeah.
His car keys.
Just the car keys. Just the car keys.
Just the car keys. I mean, you can just click it and it's coming to you.
I'd probably have the bat utility belt. Whatever that is.
That's a lot of gadgets, man. That's cheating.
The belt itself, I'm sure, is a gadget.
What are you gonna wear it with? Let's be honest. You can't wear it with
come on. I'll wear it with cargo shorts. I'll wear it with my gym shorts.
This discussion will not be on the Batman episode, but you can stay tuned for that. That's coming up, and of course,
log in and ask the question so that you guys have to answer it.
More fake nerd. I'll ignore you. More fake nerds watch coming. Fake nerd podcast every week. I believe that's it. I'm a BT McClure on Instagram and Twitter. I also write for Screen Rant. I have a bunch of published work that you can find. Just type in my name on Screen Rant. I'm also the editor for Kaiju Ramen. Which is a magazine that I've also been published in. I'm going to be published in the next month. I believe I can say that at this point. And What else do I write for? I write for Atomic Geekdom. I've been doing these the series called Revisiting the Infinity Saga, where I go through what I believe are the 50 defining moments of the MCU, from Iron Man to Avengers Endgame, or Spider-Man Far From Home, I should say. Been a lot of fun doing that. I've really enjoyed revisiting those. Check those out. Those are on Atomic Geekdom. You can find all the links for that on all my socials. BC McClure on Instagram and Twitter. Mike, where can I find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Downright Nerdy Podcast and on the Twitters at Downright_Nerdy. I fixed it.
You did, but you never use it.
I just say when I post on Instagram, I click the button that says also post to Twitter.
Me too. Cookie?
On Instagram at Just Little Podcast, at Twitter at Just Podcasting. And that's it for me.
There you go. Until next time I see us, live long and prosper.